is definitely a coffee nation. It has many hidden and must-see coffee shops to explore. Many of these coffee shops, despite some of them being chains, have been built from the ground up by locals and deliver great snacks and food, ambience, and a fantastic cup of coffee. Some of which, they do their own mixes of beans. And this is what makes them worth exploring, right? So during my 10 years there, I just tried to discover random coffee shops when I was out with friends, diving into the nooks and crannies in the cities that I visited. And it's not easy getting a cup of coffee almost at the bottom of the world, like a good, solid cup of coffee. And you guys know I'm a coffee fiend. So today's video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the top 6 must-see coffee shops in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And I'm your guide, Neva. Hi, welcome back to the channel, or to Neva's space, where we talk about all things food, travel, experience, and life, which brings us together. So I had to do a lot of remembering, a lot of searching through my past photos and my old phones, which is not easy because I only have like 2 of them. And I had to do a lot of asking around to make this video. So let's dive into the top 6 must-see, or must-visit, I should say, coffee shops in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So number 6 on our list today is actually Cosmo Coffee in Auckland in the CBD. It's nestled on 22 Kitchener Street, right next to Albert Park. Cosmo Coffee is actually not your average cafe. It's known for its innovative treats like the cruffin, which is a fusion between a croissant and a muffin, and the croffle, which is a croissant waffle. It actually tastes pretty good. To be honest, you'll be definitely tempted by their strawberries and cream cruffin. So, I stumbled onto this coffee shop when I actually worked in downtown Auckland. Not just about, the pastries. So Cosmo Coffee actually boasts an extensive drink menu, which is something I love about them. And so they actually feature Vietnamese iced coffee, refreshing frappes, and they have signature iced aids like sweet green apple. So good. And definitely it's a modern vibe. So step into their modern, clean, ambient space to get an experience. So whether it's a weekday from 8 a.m. to 6 or a weekend from 8 a.m. to 4, definitely stop by Cosmo Coffee to see what they could offer you, and maybe indulge in a strawberries and cream cruffin. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good. Number 5 on this list is actually Coffee Culture. So we're headed to the Tron, aka Hamilton, to visit this joint. Got introduced to this coffee shop when I was just meeting up with a friend. It had a great vibe and it was just very inviting. It was very lively, it was upbeat, but it was also inviting. It was definitely a place that you would want to take your friends and family for just a hangout, or just to meet someone in general. It does have that vibe. So Coffee Culture is not necessarily a super local joint, but it does have chains, and each chain reflects the local community it serves. Just a coffee shop. They do make made-to-order bagels, which is a perfect match with their coffee blends. And it goes beyond traditional hours with special late nights with special late night treats and special late night menus available after 6 p.m. So you can definitely enjoy a cuppa and a dessert whenever the craving strikes. So this coffee shop is actually located on 5 Crossroads. It is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays, and weekends 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on, roughly, despite the late nights. So definitely stop in, have a chat, check it out for yourself. Yeah. And so for number 4 on this list, we're going to New Plymouth, to the Taranaki, and we're gonna go to the Federal Store. And so this coffee shop was actually founded in 2012, and it has a 1950s like classic vibe. And I actually discovered it while I've been to the Naki several times, New Plymouth several times. So I'm pretty sure it was the second time I went. I just had to drive over, and I just wanted to explore for the day. New Plymouth's not too big, so I was like, okay, you know, I went there previously to help a previous colleague with some, what were we doing? Like wetland plant identification, I'm pretty sure it was. And so, yeah, I wanted to come back. And so the Federal Store was actually founded by Jeremy Burton, and it sits on Devon Street East. And they pride themselves in their own signature blend of coffee. So that coffee is actually named the Fed. It's pretty good. It was a pretty good cuppa. I loved it. And so whether you're stopping by for a quick cup or some food, they have honest food and, you know, freshly baked goods. And so they're open from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and weekends from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. But definitely stop on by. It is a cozy atmosphere, and when you walk in, you just feel welcome. Number 3 on this list, I have to put it on there. I have to put, you know, something from the capital of Aotearoa, New Zealand. We're gonna go down to Wellington and we're gonna go to the Lab. And so the Lab has this upbeat and vibrant vibe, and it's much like the contemporary side of Wellington. It's like it's a nice local piece, definitely. And as many times as I've been to Wellington, I definitely need a place to go to grab a cup of coffee. Now, this isn't my only place, but it's a pretty good place. So I went to their location. I don't know what I was doing that one day. It was summer. I know I wasn't having a good time, but I do remember it was summer, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check it out. And I went to their location on Custom House Key, and it was just it was a great experience. It was a good pick me up from the day that I was having. So definitely check out the Lab. The original location is actually at Victoria University's Kelburn campus, but they've now expanded, you know, like I said, to Custom House Key and excuse me, and now to Victoria Street since 2016. While their coffee is amazing, it's their breakfast and lunch menu that actually allows them to shine. So they have hearty breakfasts and satisfying lunches, and they also offer a diverse array of dishes that, you know, promise to delight. And they also have cold pressed juices. I love a good cold pressed juice, like fresh juice. I am one of those people. You can judge, it's fine. If you are seeking like just a nice overall coffee experience that brings out the contemporary side of Wellington that you want to see, and maybe you don't want to, you know, go all the way around the city, definitely give the Lab a visit. It'll allow you to, you know, experience some of the contemporary cuisine there, and it'll definitely give you a pick-me-up. And so number 2 on this list, we're gonna go down to the South Island. We're gonna get off at Picton, and then we're gonna drive to Nelson. So yes, Nelson, I've been to Nelson so many times. It is one of my favorite places to visit in the South Island, but we're gonna go to Sublime Coffee Roasters. So Sublime is literally the epitome of a local coffee roaster built from the ground up. It has charm, it has locality, and it's just a very Nelson-y vibe. I don't know how else to explain that, but I'll show you. And so it was founded in 2005, but it officially opened up in 2006. So it was originally a living room venture by Dan and Emma. And within that, like I said, started in Nelson. And it's definitely a small business with charm, but the coffee is delicious. Like personally, I'm a fan of their Swallow blend, which is basically like a coffee blend with berry and like dark chocolate. I do like those undertones in a coffee once in a while. You know, what sets it apart is their ability to create their custom coffee bean blends and then tailor them to your preferences. So when I asked for my Swallow blend, I asked, you know, for a long black. That's usually what I drink when I go to coffee shops, unless I'm really pressed and I want an iced coffee. And just an overall great experience, and you could tell that they had worked really, really hard on building this place. That's the vibe that you get when you go in. They have expanded to Palmerston North, but yeah, the original is still in Nelson. If you're seeking like a great coffee experience, or you just want to explore like local craftsmanship of coffee and coffee beans and roasting, Sublime is the place to go in Nelson. And it's a good start to the Nelson coffee culture, and it allows you to see the passion and dedication put into this whole coffee culture part and Nelson's coffee culture. So definitely a local vibe and a great place to go. And so while you may think that maybe Nelson and Sublime should be number one, in my book, there's only one number one spot. So what I think should be number one, and this coffee shop is not hidden. You might stumble upon it. However, you know, if you're not familiar with the CBD of Christchurch, you probably won't. Or, you know, like I said, you might stumble upon it. So this shop has fantastic ambience, is creative, is very upbeat, and it has an amazing coffee blend. I even took my dad there, and when he came to visit me in Aotearoa, New Zealand, you know, right before my wedding, I even took him there, and you know, he bought 2 of their local mixes of coffee beans, coffee grounds, all there. And he said it was the best coffee he's ever tasted. It was the best coffee I've tasted. But that's actually not the reason why I chose it to be number one. Like, this is the epitome of rebuilding from the ground up and local, and a dedicated like coffee culturist who created this shop. And it's the story that makes it unique and makes it number one. And so for number one on our list of top 6 must visit, must see coffee shops in Aotearoa, New Zealand is C1 in Christchurch, CBD. The reason why it's number one is because C1 was established in 1996, but it was re-established in 2012 following the Canterbury earthquakes. And so C1 had to rebuild, but found its home in the old High Street post office. It's definitely become one of the more vibrant cornerstones of the community. At C1, they definitely take coffee to another level. And what truly sets them apart is, you know, I could say their upbeat and creative team, but more importantly, it's their food delivery system. So imagine ordering a burger and fries delivered via pneumatic tubes directly to your table. So it's an experience that blends innovation with nostalgia, basically. So they're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends. They're open 7 days a week, and they welcome you with open arms to experience their coffee and their unique dining style. So definitely visit C1 Espresso in Christchurch CBD if you ever get the chance to go there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Definitely subscribe and like if you enjoy the content of this video, and I definitely encourage you to put your own coffee shop suggestions down in the comment box below. I'm always, like I said, I'm a coffee fiend, so I'm always interested in which coffee shops to go and where. You could be in Dubai, you could be in New Zealand, you could be, you know, out in Arizona, you could be in the Shy. It doesn't matter where, but definitely drop it in the comment box below and click on some more videos if you want to see some more content from Aotearoa, New Zealand. It is kind of hard because I am not there, so I have to pull from memory and photos and ask around, you know, because I still have people there, including my partner. But I will see you guys in the next one, or see people in the next one, everyone in the next one. Bye for now.